So, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy BIGG back with a new gaming content. But this time around, I'll not be playing games. I'll be reacting to. Relax, bro. Don't snitch on me, bro. I'll be reacting to how microtransactions ruin Call of Duty by Tdawgsmitty. I'll link I'll link a link. I mean, that's correct, right? So I'll drop a link in the comment down below, description down below, so you go check him out. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on the video, and share your thoughts with me on Call of Duty's current state right now, cause. And yeah, the reason why I'm currently doing a reacts video instead of like actually playing the video game, like I wanted to do the Kill Series episode 2 because I still haven't broken my PR yet on Rebirth or Resurgence in general. And like I don't understand like how the matchmaking system works, because how can I be a level 200 and something and you team me up with a level 15 and not even like a hacker who has changed it to level 15 or 1 or something, but a literal level 15 player, like someone who is literally new to the game, and you team me up with that person and you don't even give me a battle lobby for me to be like, oh damn, I'm actually doing good. Like, but you put me in the lobby with like, bro, I played 5 matches in a row and all those matches had hackers in it. I even took like screen recordings of one of them. I think I was live when I recorded one. Oh no, it was a recording. I made a recording on that. I don't get it. Like, bro, what is this? All my matches had hackers, bro. This guy, there's no way in heaven you can tell me the 10 headshots only from like what 150 meters. This guy was like literally standing on area 99, that big middle bit, the top highest point in the game, and was hitting my head every shot, missed no shots. And he had TikTok in his name. I can't believe this guy is actually also on TikTok. He tries to hide it, but like you can blatantly see that this guy's hacking, which is ridiculous. And now, I mean, they don't even feel bad hacking. Like, how do you buy a game and then you're getting hacked on, which actually makes no sense? I feel like they should add bro, this is like just an introduction. I'm talking too much, bro. I feel like they should add an option, right? An option that lets you play console only. And I'm sure there's a lot of like millions of console players out there who would be willing, not just for ranked mode, like for the game in general, be willing to do crossplay, but just for consoles, PlayStation, Xbox. That's it. No PC included, because those guys are just ruining the game for everyone, bro. Like they're just ruining the game, bro. Like, come on, this makes no sense. Now that's out of the way, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, show some support. We're trying to hit 2K before the end of the month. And thanks to anyone who watched my content. God bless you. And let's get into the video. Ah, bro, like I can go on and on for like 50 years, bro, just complaining. Ah.
Call of Duty, a franchise that has dominated the FPS scene for 2 decades. But beyond its blockbuster campaigns and addictive multiplayer, one thing has kept the game fresh for all these years: DLC. Today, we're going to be covering the history of DLC in every Call of Duty and pretty much explain to you guys how we went from getting DLC with some of the greatest maps in COD history to Nicki Minaj running around Warzone with a pink assault rifle.
Bro.
Let's dive in. We'll start from the beginning. And believe it or not, that isn't COD 4. It's actually as far back as Call of Duty 2, which was released in 2005. The DLC back then wasn't anything crazy, just a handful of map packs released later in the game's lifespan. In Call of Duty 2, we got 3 different map packs that were all exclusive to Xbox 360. One of them was free,
that was
and
kind
the
of
other 2
like
could be purchased
weird.
with a couple hundred Microsoft points, which for anyone who wasn't around in that era is basically just a few dollars. In Call of Duty 3, it was pretty much the same deal, but no free map pack. There were 2 map packs released exclusively on 360 again, and both could be purchased for 400 Microsoft points each. Next up was Call of Duty 4, a game that changed FPS forever with the introduction of features like Create a Class, kill streaks, and weapon customization. COD 4 stepped it up in regards to the quality of DLC maps with the release of
Hold
the
on, why is the
Variety
quality
map pack, which
so low?
included
What the hell?
iconic maps such as Kill House, Broadcast,
What?
and Chinatown. This was also the first map pack that wasn't an Xbox.
But where did he get this
exclusive.
video?
It was released first on the Xbox
What?
360. Then a couple weeks later, it was released
That's some
on
ridiculous
PS3,
quality.
and it cost about $15 to purchase on both of these platforms. Now, 2 months after the initial release, the map pack released on the PC
Creek.
for free as part of a sponsorship deal between COD and Nvidia. And COD 4 was also the first time we got a Christmas-themed DLC when Winter Crash was released for free exclusively on the PC. Although
Is that
the
a boot
DLC in
action?
this game was much better compared to COD 2 and 3, it pretty much followed the same formula: a small amount of money in exchange for a few maps. Now, it wasn't until Call of Duty World at War where we got the first real game changer. In World at War, we got 3 different map packs, all available for $15 each on Xbox and PlayStation, and
Bro,
for free
buying
on PC.
maps
We also
on
got
maps
a day
in game,
version
was
of
that
the
that
iconic
feels like a scam,
Making,
right?
which was free for everybody. But aside from multiplayer, World at War also gave us our first
Okay, so
taste of zombie.
is Call of Duty actually noticing that like everyone in the community is like now making more negative videos towards the game than like positive ones, except gameplays. And even in gameplays, you have moments where like streamers and stuff like are complaining about the game being ruined. Because it's like I feel like now I want to play only ranked, but there's no rank for BR or Resurgence. Bro, rank for BR would be sorry, Resurgence would be sorry. There's rank for BR. Why did I forget that? But there's no ranks for Resurgence. Okay. If there was ranks for Resurgence, would be crazy, by the way. And like it's console only. I think they should add that. Wait, is that? Bro, I'm confused. I need to check some settings. Yeah. I think it is something I need to check.
Knocked There on Toten became an instant classic, and with every DLC release in World at War, a new Zombies map was also included that expanded the zombie story. The DLC in this game included iconic maps such
This
as
kind of
Barak,
zombies don't look that
Chinunuma,
creepy,
and
bro.
Derise, all of which are fan favorites to the zombies community to this day. The only downside to all of this really was that if you wanted to get all of this additional content, it was going to cost you an additional $45 that year. And this was by far the most money COD players had to spend on DLC. Infinity Ward returned the following year with the release of Modern Warfare 2. And this is where Call of Duty started to get just a little bit greedy. So of course, there was no zombies mode in non-Treyarch games back in the day. However, MW2 introduced Infinity Ward's third game mode, Spec Ops, which was a nice addition, but let's be honest, it's not even close to being as good as zombies. Infinity Ward released 2 different map packs in the lifespan on MW2, but neither of them included additional maps for the Spec Ops mode, unlike Treyarch did with the zombies the previous year. On top of that, the price per map pack stayed the same, and although the map packs did include 5 maps per pack, which is more than we got in COD 4 and World at War, 2 of the maps in each of the MW2 map packs featured COD 4 maps. In the first map pack, Infinity Ward brought back Crash and Overgrown from COD 4,
Bro.
and in the second map pack, they
OP,
brought back
I love that
Vacant
map,
and
like
Strike
crazy,
from
Crash.
COD 4. And to be completely honest, the new maps that were added in these map packs weren't very good. The worst of the maps being Fuel, which had a rock on the outskirts of the map that players found a way to glitch into and make themselves immortal to get free nukes. And of course,
That is crazy.
it took months for Infinity Ward to patch that glitch. So basically, we got less map packs, less new content, and
Bro,
the
how
content
wait, hold on.
wasn't
How did someone actually discover that? Like, it's ridiculous, bro.
even that good for the
How did you
same
discover
cost
that?
of the World at War DLC. But not to worry, the following year, Treyarch returned to save the day. With the release of Black Ops 1, Treyarch gave us 4 different map packs that year. The first 3 map packs featured 4 brand new multiplayer maps and 1 new
Chinatown?
zombies
Was that
map
Chinatown?
per pack. These packs brought us maps like Berlin Wall, Stadium, and Drive-In for multiplayer, and for zombies we got Ascension, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, and in the 4th and final map pack, we got all of the World at War zombies map added into the game, and another brand new zombies map, the fan
Bro, what the hell? I
favorite
just finished streaming and
Moon.
I feel
on
tired
top
as
of
hell.
all
What the
that,
hell?
if you purchased the hardened or prestige edition of Black Ops 1, you got all of those classic World at War zombies maps for free at launch, and then you also got Moon for free when it launched with the last map pack. So this game was probably the golden era for Call of Duty DLC, but the price for the additional DLC was slowly going up again. If you wanted to get all 4 maps,
You see, the thing is when the game company is around, right, and they're doing so well, then they start getting investors from like other big companies like Tencent and stuff. It's like those companies influence you to, or like push you to make more money for them. So it's like the investors. I sometimes don't blame the studios themselves. Sometimes I blame the investors too, because it's like they don't want you to have fun. It's like they are there just trying to act greedy, like giving someone more fun. Like, look, you can price something at, let's say, 1,000 card points instead of 2,400, 2,400 card points. And because the game is so good, like there's no hacking, like, oh, it's just like at minimum level or something, and like people actually enjoy the game and stuff like that. Because of that, like people will be willing to buy everything you put out in the game. Like sometimes it doesn't even matter if, let's be frank, if Call of Duty was fixing all these hacking issues, no one would complain about buying a 2,400 card points bundle or tracer pack or anything like that. Trust me, people will literally buy because the game has no hackers, or like at least the minimal, and then the system is like able to detect the hackers. Like there should be some shows that don't make sense to the system. I don't know what kind of system they use. Ricochet is not even considered an anti-cheat because it does nothing. Like look at Fortnite easy cheats, amazing by the way. I don't even remember the last time I saw a hacker. I don't even think when I see a hacker on Fortnite, I'll be able to recognize one because Fortnite is so weird with the movement and stuff now that I don't even know. Like, but yeah, I gave it a try. Some was it 2 days ago, and I think I'm performing good now. So I might actually start playing Fortnite again. So I would have currently maybe Call of Duty, Fortnite, and then Marvel Rivals in my content list now. So yeah, bro, like that's
Packs for
basically it.
Black Ops 1 and didn't buy the Hardened Edition, that was going to set you back a total of $60. On top
That
of
is
that, there
crazy.
was one huge problem with this format of releasing DLC over the years. When the game launched, everyone by default had access to the same maps. But once the DLC packs started to roll out, the players who bought the DLC packs, of course, had to access those new maps, and the players who didn't buy the DLC
We would
packs
even have to
didn't
wait
have access
long
to those
before
maps. Pretty
getting
simple,
matches.
right? Well, no, actually. The problem that this created was that the player base was essentially split, and the more map packs that were released, the more the player base got split. Because
Yeah,
let's
it's like you
face
can
it,
play matches
players
with
who were
others,
just
which is
casually playing the
what?
game every now and then weren't going to pay for the more expensive Hardened Edition to get the extra content. And they also weren't going to fork out extra money on top of the game. And this is where the cracks with this format really started to show. If you owned all the map packs, you were essentially playing solely against other players who cared
They
enough
can even
about the
just push
game
bots in
to
these matches
purchase
for you,
the
bro.
map packs too. In other words, they were most likely not a bot. So you
Bro.
drop in to play your new content, but end up not really enjoying your experience because you were playing against sweats the majority of the time. And then
And
it got
they
to the
already
point
know
that
the map
players who
all
owned all
around,
the
bro.
DLC couldn't find lobbies, and they eventually ended up uninstalling the map packs or even getting refunded just to be able to find a game because the rest of the game's population didn't have access to the same lobbies if you had those map packs installed. So the next year, Infinity Ward tried to tackle this problem, and this is when things started to get a little bit sketchy with DLC. This is where we got something called Call of Duty Elite.
Here are the things that I know to be true. Experience is the path to wisdom. Camping is for noobs and hippies. Clowns are never to be trusted. Call of Duty is about kicking ass. And Call of Duty Elite is about kicking even more ass. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life of kicking more ass.
So Call of Duty Elite was Activision's attempt at creating a subscription-based model for the game. They decreased the amount of maps per pack and focused more on giving players regular content. Here's how it worked and how much it cost.
Every month, Elite drops something new to keep things fresher than a noob's diapers. Because noobs poo in their pants. Spec Ops, new game modes, and yes, new maps. Every frag flipping month for the next 9 months. Ho-ho!
You see, this is something I feel like is going to happen. Even if they tried it and it's not successful, I mean, there's some games, right, that do this, right? And I mean, it's still there. We have what is it? Fortnite with what is it? Is it Crew Pack? That's subscription based thing, right? I don't know. Or it's just a one time thing you buy it. I've forgotten, bro. But yeah, that's kind of like it, but not renewing. I feel like it to get to a point where they would let us like rent the game instead of actually buying the game and owning them in our accounts, where you have to pay on a monthly basis to. So if like the next month you're not able to pay means you can play the game, like that shit, right? That shit, I feel like it's going to happen sometime, which is kind of ridiculous.
That makes me want to celebrate. Hey, little help? Just kidding, it's a grenade. Of course, you can wait and get the
That was funny.
DLC packs when they drop later. Pay the 15 bucks 4 times a year, like my grandmother buying a couch on layaway. Or you can join Elite for 50 bucks and get it all.
So we went from an extra 60 bucks in Black Ops 1 to 50 bucks in Modern Warfare 3 if you wanted to get all the content packs when they released. On top of that, you had to be on Xbox to get them on the initial release. So if you were on PlayStation and spent the 50 for Call of Duty Elite, you'd still have to wait an additional month
That is
compared
crazy.
to Xbox. In hindsight, the idea of giving players more regular content was great, but the whole format was just needlessly confusing, and it just wasn't enough to convince a lot of players to spend the extra 50 a year to get content when it was released. By the time everyone got access to the new maps with the free version of Elite, all the hype was gone. The fact that Elite was basically presented to players as a subscription to get the content for the game just didn't go down well with players. They had already paid for the game and didn't like the idea of basically having to subscribe to get a service to get more features.
That is
The only
crazy.
good thing
Like, bro.
MW3 did this year was added a button in the menu to turn off DLC content due to the split player-based problem that we talked about earlier. Oh, and also we did get Terminal from MW2 added into the
Oh,
game for free.
another
So
favorite
at least
map, bro.
Infinity Ward didn't charge us for remastered maps this time around. So now we're in 2012 and Call
Black
of Duty
Ops
Elite
2.
is gone. Kind of. With the release of Black Ops 2, they no longer released DLC through the Call of Duty Elite. They instead brought out the Black Ops 2 Season Pass, which
Season
gave
Pass,
you access
yes.
to all the Black Ops
Just
2
like
map
this,
packs
bro.
for a set price of 50 bucks. So yeah, basically Call of Duty Elite 2.0. You can buy
It's
all
like
four
everyone
of the
wants to
map
rip,
packs separately for
like
15
every game
bucks each.
company is like now they don't even care. Even if I feel like even if the studio cares about the player base and like they want to make people feel the fun and enjoy because that's going to bring them money. It's like those greedy investors and stuff don't want to allow that to the extent that they want the money. Like, you know, we want the money we've invested in your company. Like, give us the money back. Like, make us the money back. And they're not doing that for them. So it's like you have to. And if you don't, like, they're going to pull the plugs, and then you are going to have to suffer. So you have to do it, and you'll be doing some crazy stuff like putting like was it $100 or something? Like one cost like well, I think it's like it's more expensive. Like I don't even know what I'm saying, bro. I'm so frustrated with this game. I love Call of Duty like crazy. Like, bro, ever since my childhood days, even though I wasn't having that kind of money to like buy Call of Duty and stuff, like all that stuff, because my country is kind of a bit rough. But the kind of love I have for this game when I watch like other streamers and like play it at a friend's place or something like that was crazy. So when I had a chance, I was like, no, I want to be a Call of Duty gamer. And then the moment I started hopping in, I started experiencing this, which is ridiculous, by the way, because at first there was hackers and stuff, Verdansk and things like that, but it was like a bit okay. I mean, no, not a bit okay, but like I feel like now it's worse because, bro, hackers can now kick you out of lobbies. Are we doing this, bro? That is ridiculous, bro. So, like, I don't know, like, if they were making the game more fun, stop, like, at least if you want to rip us off for money, fix the hacking problem. If there's no hackers, trust me, you'll be making ridiculous amount of money in your games, bro. Like, look at Fortnite, bro. They have sneakers in the game, sneakers in the video game, and kids are buying it. I'm not gonna buy sneakers in the game. Nah, I'm not doing that shit, bro. Trust me, I'm not doing that shit. But kids are gonna buy it because what? There's less hackers. I don't even think is there still hackers in Fortnite? I think it's gonna be like a 0.1 something. But here's a game where like you're not even fixing the hacking problem, but you're still trying to rip us off money. I'm not buying that title banner, bro. Like if I'm ever gonna buy it, it's gonna be maybe one skin, and that would be maybe even on a lot of considerations or something like maybe, oh, I need to own that skin. And I mean, Call of Duty is one game where you can come back and buy the skin later on, like 50 years or something, and still get it. So, bro, I don't know.
Which was $60 total, so the season pass was worth
Just
it if
fix
you were
the game,
planning to
bro.
get all the
Fix the
DLC
game.
throughout the year. And to be fair to Treyarch, the DLC in Black Ops 2 was so much better than MW3. Each content pack
If
had
you fix the
4
game,
new
no
multiplayer
hacking and
maps
stuff,
and a new
this game will be
zombies map.
making
For
you guys
zombies, we
crazy
got
amount
the
of money.
iconic maps
No cap.
such as Mob of the Dead,
Crazy
which
amount
a lot
of money.
you know as Rebirth Island. We also got Origins. For multiplayer, they brought us iconic maps such as Grind, but it is worth mentioning that they released
Oh my
reskinned
God,
versions
Grind
of
was
Fire
crazy.
Range and Summit. And
Wait, I just realized something. Is it just me or does Grind kind of feel like the new, is it Oz Grind or Ooze Grind? I've forgotten, like new terror map.
presented them as new
Oh, my
maps
eye,
in two
bro.
of the DLC packs. Definitely took a leaf out of Infinity Ward's book with that one, Treyarch. On top of it all, the content packs also included the first ever DLC weapons. We got the Peacekeeper in multiplayer, and in Zombies, we got the Ray Gun Mark II. But here's where things really started to get sketchy with COD. Black Ops 2 had the first microtransactions in COD history. We had 25 different personalization packs that gave you camos for your weapons. We also had calling card packs, which basically just had a bunch of countries' flags in them. But here's the sinker. They also released an extra slots pack, which essentially allowed you to buy more creator class slots. Now, as
That
you
is
can imagine,
insane.
this was pretty controversial. It was kind of pay to win because the players who paid for more slots had a bigger selection of weapons to use in game. But it wasn't
That is
really pay to
crazy,
win
bro.
because it didn't really affect the actual performance of the weapons. But yeah, it was definitely pushing into that gray area. So if you wanted to purchase all of the DLC packs plus the new microtransactions in the game, such as camos and create a class slots, the total cost for everything, excluding the price of the base game, was gonna be over $100. So as you can see at this stage, it's just getting more and more expensive. But
Bro,
this
they're so hungry
was
for
only
money,
the
bro.
beginning. It was
They don't
about
want to
to
make the
get
game
crazy.
fun.
So Ghost came out
Like,
in
at least make the
November
game fun,
2013,
and when you're ripping
pretty
us
much
off,
had the same approach
we know
to
you're ripping
Black
us off,
Ops
but
2,
just keep quiet because the
except
game
in
is
place of
amazing. But
zombies,
bro,
they
this is
had
the
a
case
new
whereby you're
mode
not doing
called
that.
Extinction, where you fought aliens instead of zombies. And I'm not gonna lie, of course it's not as good as zombies, but I thought it was kind of underrated. Just me? If anyone agrees with me, let me know down in the comments.
I mean,
But anyway, like
that
I
was a
saying,
cool
Ghost
mode,
followed
right?
the same approach of Black Ops 2. You had all 4 map packs, all costing $15 each. But if you wanted all of them, you could purchase the season pass for $50 and save yourself $10. On top of that, we had all the same kind of microtransactions you saw in Black Ops 2, such as camos, creator class slots, and flag packs. But on top of that, we also had character customization packs and announcer voices. You all probably remember the Snoop Dogg pack, which I personally thought was hilarious, and I definitely bought it.
Homies out the joint. It's party time.
I also want to give an honorable mention to the map Fog, where you can pick up a field order and become Michael Myers. I thought that was also a pretty sick feature. But something else that was sick in a totally different way was the total price if you wanted to buy all the available DLC in the game, including the microtransactions. The total of this would come to about $180. So again, another substantial rise. But believe me, that was all about to get much, much worse.
Bro.
And that's where I come in.
Okay, so where do we start with this mess? We had all the same stuff we had
Advanced
in recent years
Warfare.
now. Season pass for all the map packs, flag packs, camo packs,
Never
and
played
so
this,
on.
actually.
So if you wanted all this, it was gonna come in at around $140. Now again, just to clarify, we're not including the cost of the base game here. This is only the cost for the DLC. And then, after all this, Call of Duty brought in supply drops.
All right, next supply drop. Here we go. What are we gonna get?
Bro got shorts and
A pair of fucking pants!
So not only were supply drops bad
except-
because it was essentially
That is
gambling,
ridiculous,
but
bro.
you could also get weapons in
hold on, that was funny. What the what? This is a total rip-off, bro.
these supply drops that had different stats to the base version of the weapon. Some of the most notable being the Bal Obsidian Steed and the ASM-1 Speakeasy. These weapons were quite literally overpowered, and the only way to get them was through supply drops. So not only was the game now officially pay to win,
Bro.
but you also weren't even guaranteed to get the pay to win items after you had already paid to win. And of course, this brought the
Like, bro,
total
you're
amount
getting
of money to
pants,
get
bro.
all of the
Pants
DLC in the
and
game
shoes.
from 180
What?
Ghosts to basically unlimited in Advanced Warfare, as you could buy literally as
Shoes,
many
bro.
supply drops as you wanted, and you still
Or
weren't
sneakers
guaranteed
or whatever,
to get
bro.
every item.
Trainers,
The only good thing
yes.
about this COD was watching FaZe Jev trying to get the quick bolt for the entire year while everybody else and their mother literally had it. Black Ops 3 was next up, but
Oh my
things just
gosh.
continue to get worse with the microtransactions. Now let me be clear.
It's like they don't even
Black
care,
Ops
like-
3 is obviously not a bad game, and some of the DLC in this game is the best we've ever gotten, such as the Zombies Chronicles map pack. But Black Ops 3 not only continued the supply drop system that was introduced in Advanced Warfare, but they also introduced COD points. So we had all of the same things as the previous COD. such
Bro,
as
look, like
camos,
at least the prices were
customization
like
packs, and so
300
on.
COD
But
points.
now, all of
And
the
now look,
DLC
bro.
weapons that were released in Black Ops 3 were only available in supply drops. And although you can now earn something called crypto keys to buy supply drops in game, you didn't earn these anywhere near as quick enough rate. So if you wanted DLC weapons, you basically had to go to the store to buy COD points and then use those points to buy supply drops in hope that you maybe get one of those DLC weapons that you want. This system was the worst system ever introduced in Call of Duty, and there's no point in even talking about the amount of money you'd have to spend to get all of the DLC. Honestly, at this stage, it was quite literally unlimited. So into Infinite Warfare we go, and yeah, I'm basically just repeating myself at this stage. There were some cool things in Infinite Warfare. The zombies mode was pretty well received from the community, which was surprising because it wasn't a Treyarch made zombies. Yet again, we had all of the same things as the previous COD. Season passes for all the DLC, camo packs, and so on. And of course, supply drops. There wasn't really much more to say on this stage. It was still pay to win, and you still needed a ton of luck to get the items that you wanted. And of course, Activision was able to make an unlimited amount of money through this system. The only
Bro.
positive this year was the release of Modern Warfare Remastered alongside IW, which you could buy the Variety map pack, which we talked about earlier when we covered the
Bro, these
original
guys were
COD.
just selling map
Now,
packs.
unfortunately, this game had supply drops too. However, this was probably the least pay-to-win version of supply drops we've ever had. Although you still needed a bit of luck to get the items you wanted, there was an in-game currency you could earn by playing the game to unlock the items you wanted. So you could theoretically play the game and earn everything without the need for supply drops. But of course, Activision could still earn an unlimited amount of money by having them present in the game. Call of Duty World War II was released in November of 2017, and at this stage, you know the drill. You could purchase the season pass for all the map packs, and there were different multiple customizations packs that you could also purchase. And of course, supply drops were back. Now,
Again.
the supply drop system in World War II was very similar to the one we saw in Modern Warfare Remastered. Although the supply drops were very much still present in the game, it wasn't as pay to win as it was in previous years, and you could earn items with in-game currency and choose not to purchase supply drops. One cool thing about this game is that when you opened your supply drops, you could open them in front of a ton of different players in the headquarters. And yes, I'm gonna say it again, bring back the headquarters, please. It finally looked like Call of Duty were kind of reeling it in a bit with the supply drops. But then, Black Ops 4 looked at Modern Warfare Remastered and World War II, starting to calm down a little bit.
Now
with
this is where the
supply drop
graphics started
system,
changing.
and pretty much laughed at them and went on to create one of the most outrageous supply drop systems yet. So of course, we had all the usual stuff, season passes for DLC packs, customization packs, camos, and so on. At this stage, Call of Duty were very aware that 99% of the COD fan base hated supply drops. But instead of changing the system, they just changed the name of the supply drops to reserve crates. But they didn't work
Bro,
in any
what?
way that was different to the original supply drop system. The game was very much pay to win still, and on top of it all, they now had a store page similar to what we see nowadays where you can buy character skins and other individual items. They really tried to monetize every possible angle in this game, and it led to
It's like they don't
massive
care,
online
bro. Like, they don't
backlash
care
from the
about their fan
community,
base,
with
bro. Like-
movements such as Black Market Blackout, which was ironic as that wasn't the type of blackout they wanted their players to be focused on that year. The backlash was even more justified when you consider the fact that this game was the first COD to not have a campaign. And on top of that, we had Fortnite in its
Ouch.
absolute prime, which was a free-to-play game, but yet Activision were still trying to charge players for a base game and a season
It's like they're
pass
trying to
and
act
their own
tough.
version of a battle pass
Like they're
for
not
contraband.
affected or
This
anything.
was the last straw for a lot of COD players, and COD recognized that they needed to make a radical change.
126 actual. Target is in the main house.
Modern
You
Warfare.
have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
In 2019, the Call of Duty community finally got the radical change it had been demanding for years. Infinity Ward took us back to the Modern Warfare series with the Modern Warfare reboot, where they wanted to shift towards a more realistic version of Call of Duty, and they addressed pretty much every problem we had with the previous DLC models. To start,
It's like when
Modern
they see
Warfare
like
scrapped
there's going to be
season passes and
there's a
DLC
breaking point,
packs.
that's when they
No
actually start
longer did we
doing
have to
something
spend
about
$50 to
everything in the
$60
game,
on
bro.
maps for
Like,
the game. This was
can't
then
you just make the
instead
game
replaced
fun?
with
Like,
seasons.
bro,
With
make the
each
game
new
fun
season,
and
all
you can take
players
any
on
amount of
every
money you want from the
platform
players. I'm telling you
get
this.
access to a
People would
bunch of
actually
free
pay
content,
to have
like new
like
maps and new game
a
modes.
great
This
game
completely
instead of,
eliminated the
bro, I
problem
don't know,
of
like,
where
come on.
players would purchase map packs and the game's player base would become split. On top of that, a battle pass would drop with every
At this point, they're supposed to cancel the Mac pack, whatever thing they're doing. Like, come on, bro. What's with buying maps, bro? Like,
new season, which you could level up to earn additional content such as weapons and skins. I wonder where they got that idea from. But anyway, the big
Fortnite.
change finally arrived. No more loot boxes. It seemed that the negative feedback from the community about loot boxes
I
over
mean,
the years
if
had
they start
finally
losing
got
money,
through to Call
and it's the same thing with what's going on right now. If players stop buying skins and stuff or tracer packs, they will actually start addressing the hacking issues. Trust me. But here's the case whereby you have kids, like you have even big streamers telling you not to buy it, and they're still buying it and using it. Like there's some people who will see you using something and be like, I mean, you can't own it and I won't own it. Like, it's going to be there. It's going to still be in the store. Like, Call of Duty is a type of, I think, right? Like, you can literally go to, like, the operator section of the menu, like, and then just click on it. If it's locked, you click on it. You just click purchase and you own the character now. Like, it's that simple, right? So why would you even bother to go and buy? Like, bro.
Call of Duty. But the change was more likely made because of several countries banning the in-game loot boxes. So essentially, if COD had chosen to include loot boxes in their game could not be sold in those countries. But either way, it was a huge relief for the COD community to finally have a game without loot boxes. And that system was replaced with basically what we see nowadays: store bundles. Now you can say what you want about these bundles, but at least they were no longer locked behind an RNG slot machine system. And when you purchased a bundle, you could see exactly what you were getting in that bundle. Now, I'd love to sit here and tell you that these bundles removed the pay-to-win aspect from the game and that they were just purely cosmetic items that you could buy. And that was the case for the most part. The pay-to-win aspect was no longer as blatant as it was in previous CODs like Advanced Warfare, where you had to have an Obsidian Seed version of the bow to be able to compete in lobbies. No, they
Crazy.
weren't putting versions of guns with buff damage into these bundles. They were, however, putting skins into the store that without doubt gave players an advantage. One of the most notable examples of this was the Rose skin. I
Most
cannot tell
definitely,
you
bro.
the amount of times I dropped Superstore in Verdansk and died to a Rose skin hiding in a corner that you simply just couldn't see. Now, when these bundles
That is
first became a
ridiculous,
thing,
bro.
most of them were available for around 1,200 COD points. This continued to be the case for the most part when Black Ops Cold War released, which had the same exact system as MW19 with seasons, battle passes, and store bundles. And just to get out of the way now, the system hasn't really changed and is still pretty much the same as it is in Black Ops 6. But one thing did start to change in Cold War, and they really stepped it up a notch in Vanguard. Call of Duty had already taken the battle pass format from Fortnite, but there was one thing that Fortnite was doing that Call of Duty wasn't: pop culture collabs. Fortnite over the years had become notorious for huge
Bro, if like, to be frank, if there was going to be any collabs for Call of Duty, it shouldn't be those kind of pop culture, like dance. Call of Duty has to be like horror game, like horror movies, like those kind of stuff. Like, that's the kind of collab Call of Duty like has to be going for. Like, look at the Smile collab. Um, what was it? I forgot the name, bro. Oh, this collab. it was a horror game. Sorry, a horror movie also, but I forgot about. Like, look at Smile 2. That kind of collapse, bro. Like, this is not a girl game. You see someone walking with the pink skin.
Game
Oh my
events like
god.
the Travis Scott concert, and then they would capitalize
Fortnite
on
looks
these
like a
events
game
by adding
that is
crossover
something that can
skins
have
into the
that.
game with celebrities. On top of that, there would be movies and TV show characters and so on. COD had did a couple of these collabs already. In MW19, we saw a Saw collab for the Halloween event.
Yeah.
In Cold War, we saw things like a Scream collab. Where we got a
Scream.
Ghostface
This
skin,
kind of collabs
and a
are
Die Hard
meant for Call of
collab
Duty,
with
of course.
John McClane's skin.
Those kind of
These
skins will be
collabs
sick.
were happening once every so often
see?
for exclusively in-game events such as the Haunting of Verdansk and
Nice,
that
yep.
big tower in Verdansk. In Vanguard, this changed drastically. We got a Godzilla vs. Kong collab, which to be fair had a crazy in-game event for Warzone where Godzilla and Kong would fight each other on Caldera. But on top of that, we were getting random collabs that weren't related to anything in-game, such as the Umbrella Academy, Terminator, and the first celebrity skin, Snoop Dogg. This only continued to get worse with the release of MW2 the following year, where we were getting Messi and Neymar in the game. A whole collab with the boys.
Bro, like, I mean, Homelander, G.I. Joe, like, these kind of skins are like 6 skins. But you can put skins like, what skin is it? Bro, there's this one pink skin. I hate that skin like crazy, bro.
Laura Croft,
Like
Skeletor,
creepy skins.
21
That's Call of
Savage,
Duty,
and
bro.
eventually a Nicki Minaj bundle where she was running around Warzone
Bro, look.
with a pink assault rifle. Now listen, I'm not saying that
I'm not
some of
hating,
these
but
bundles
I mean,
aren't fun,
it's a
but
6
that's
skin.
pretty big shift when you think
But
back
bro,
to the
like,
system
come on.
that was first
Call of
introduced
Duty
in
is a military game,
MW19,
like,
where the
that kind of
devs
vibe.
said they wanted to have a
So
more
keep it that way.
realistic approach to Call of Duty. But nevertheless, the bundles kept coming. The following year, we got MW3 and we got Cheech and Chong running around the map and WWE wrestlers like Rey Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. We also had a Dune collab, another collab with The Boys, a collab with Walking Dead. The collabs just did not stop coming. Now, I understand some of you might be watching this video thinking that all these bundles sound fun and I should stop complaining. And don't get me wrong.
No,
like
bro,
I said,
like-
some of these bundles are fantastic. However, the
Yes,
price
some.
of these bundles over the years had slowly crept up from 1,200 COD points to
Like, bro.
around $30 a bundle. When you consider the fact that 10 years prior, you could purchase an entire content pack for $15 that would give you 4 to 5 new maps and some DLC weapons, it's hard to understand how some of these bundles were adding up to $30 when you'd only get a couple blueprint camos and
Like,
you'd be
bro, look
playing
at
a
this.
skin that you can't even see because it's a first-person shooter. On top of that, since the release of MW19, there have been so many game-breaking bugs and glitches, and above all else, hackers that have infested nearly every lobby of Warzone
Bro,
and
look at this.
multiplayer.
Look.
But yet, there still hasn't been any meaningful fix to those problems. But one thing over the
Like, bro, like, I'm literally like always, bro. A lot of these streamers are just fake content, bro. Like, me, I would upload my sufferings to you for you guys to see what I'm going through, so you know that. Oh, so I'm not the only one getting all those crazy lobbies. He's also getting some. So, yeah, I'm not going to be two boxing VPNing. Like, bro, no, I'm giving you my same account. I'm level 207 or so. I'm dying as hell. Always complaining that I'm bad. Sometimes I know I'm good, but I die to hackers. Several issues lagging. Bro, fix the damn game, bro.
years that has never been broken. The store. With the release of Black Ops 6,
Bro, the store has
the
never
cheating
been broken, bro.
epidemic hasn't
Look at
gotten any
this.
better, and there doesn't really seem to be an end in sight. We're seeing a similar movement in present day to what we saw back
And I
in
feel like
Black
now it's
Ops
worse,
4
bro.
with the
Like,
black
you can get
market
kicked
blackout.
by
And it's
a hacker.
clear
Like, hackers
that a
don't have
lot
more
of people
control
are
than
getting tired of having
Activision
new
themselves.
bundles shoved in their face every week, despite the game being overrun by hackers. But hey, at least we just got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles added to the game for 2,400 COD points
Each.
per turtle. I'm sure there's already some
Ridiculous.
poor soul out there being locked onto through walls by Michelangelo. But yeah, that is the entire history of microtransactions. in
That was
Call
funny.
of Duty. I personally do believe that the system we currently have in place, with free content every season and a battle pass you can earn items
But the
through,
bullets is
probably
actually a
the
nice
best
map.
system we've had in Call of Duty. But there's something so nostalgic about some of the map packs we got back in the day. And at least we weren't getting a new bundle shoved down our throat every week back then as well. You simply just paid for the new maps and that was it. I'm curious to see how you guys feel about this though. Let me know in the comments below how you feel.
Yeah, I feel awful, bro. I feel like every bit is bad because this game, bro, like it's an amazing game. Don't get me wrong, but if they don't solve the hacking issues, like bro, Call of Duty might go down as one of the worst games in history. Cause like just fix the game, bro. Fix the game, man. This game is going to be amazing again. It is amazing because like how many movements made this game insanely good to play. Like, bro, like, literally cracked someone. This guy just went this way and this slid behind me with this because he's holding a superior. I don't know if it's guard speeding. So, and let me tell you one thing. Not every player with a superior is actually that fast. Like some people literally have speed axe. Some people, because having that speed is an advantage. Someone can use the speed alone to kill you. Because you would think, oh, maybe he has a superior, so he's that fast. No, bro. He's hacking. He's speed hacking. Like, don't think everyone. But I don't know. Like, I love the game. You just have to fix it. Like, I have a friend who streams Fortnite, Kobe. I'll I'll have a game with him later on. He wants to try Call of Duty, bro. When he has on, right, I'll make sure I'll make content out of that for you guys to see how. Like, I want to get his reaction, and let's see how that's going to go, bro. But yeah, that's the end of the video, man. If I hope you enjoyed it, and you're also crashing out like I am, and let's hope for the best. All right? It's your boy BIGG. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on the video, share thoughts with me in the comment section. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to build a Discord community. So I'm not good at Discord, bro. Like I've never been a big fan of Discord because of the plenty menu, bro. So if you're interested in, if you're also a content creator and you're good with Discord or stuff like that, I mean, you can get something going, right? It's all about building connections. So yeah, that's the end of the video, man. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Probably I'll try my best to make episode 2 of the Kill Count series, bro. Yeah, I'm out, bro. I'm out.